Everybody, welcome back to the Rewatchers Council. My God. So we're already on the 11th episode of the first season here. We're talking out of mind, out of sight. I am joined once again, full council here, guys. At least, council members at large. We have Adelia Chambo. We also have young Ferris Muthana. We're ready to talk.
Am I the Giles of this group?
I don't know if you'd be the Giles.
Why can't I be the Giles?
I don't know. You
tell me I gotta be
I,
Sander?
I would think Snark would be the Giles because he has all the information.
You would be like.
So are you Buffy?
Me?
No.
Are you calling me Buffy?
No, not you. You're not Buffy.
Okay. Yeah.
So are you Allison Hannigan?
Willow?
Yes, Willow.
I'd be very happy to be Willow.
Yeah.
So does that make me Xander? Man, can I be Angel?
You can be Angel.
Are you broody? Are you?
Yeah, I can brood.
He actually is kind of broody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angel Ferris. Perfect.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't even show up, just like Angel.
No, that's true.
But then sometimes I show up and save the day.
Especially in this.
You got to show up next week because I won't be here.
Oh my God.
See, Angel.
That's right. Okay, and he does show up for the first time in a while. I think
can't wait for our Angel rewatch.
That's a part that was written in quite late when they figured, we better get to the end of the season here real quick. So we'll talk about him when he shows up. But let's go. What we usually do here, guys. Penultimate episode of the year, by the way. We're going to talk about its original air date, which was May 19th, 97. A day I remember so well. Or not at all. I don't remember it. But I do remember going to see the number one movie this week, The Fifth Element. The number one song.
Is that the one with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich?
And Lilu or whatever her name is.
Her name is Lilu.
Yeah.
And like Chris Tucker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's his name? They got all kinds of movies. You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, sci-fi classic. They don't make them like that anymore.
We may do that for our new series. Well, not a new series. A series is coming back called First Time Watches with Ferris. Probably do some sci-fi stuff.
There you go. Very nice. Yep. Fifth Element should definitely be on there. Entertaining. That's for sure.
There is a poll on the community tab of this YouTube channel right now with suggestions for First Time Watches with Ferris.
Very nice. Mm-hmm. Look how that all ties in. You guys are so smart. Unlike me. Anyways, number one song, Hypnotize. Once again.
Yeah.
Now, the number one UK song I'd never heard before. So I looked it up. And even as far back as like 3-4 years ago, there's people commenting on this song, talking about what a classic it is. And how it brings back all these memories of their childhood and stuff like that. The song is called You're Not Alone by Olive. I gotta tell you, I could have went the rest of my life without hearing that song. I thought it was trash.
I've never heard of that song.
Yep. It's a very 90s-ish song, but I just don't get it. I don't get the popularity.
It also has a very 90s name. Olive.
Olive.
Olive's a pretty old. I'm thinking Olive might be an old name, but yes, whatever. That's fine. This episode was directed by Reza Bedi. Now, he isn't much of a director. He's directed some stuff, but he's mostly a cinematographer, and he was involved in some pretty iconic stuff. Like, he's the one who directed The Curl for the opening credits of Hawaii Five-0.
Yes!
And he's also...
That was very loud, Ferris.
He's also the guy that convinced Mary Tyler Moore to throw her hat up into the air. Then she's going to make it after all. That was him.
Iconic.
Yeah. He directed, say, 17 episodes of Mission Impossible. So he's done like Get Smart and stuff like that too. So
Reza Bedi?
Yeah, an Iranian director. So there you go. I guess they got him back or whatever. It's the only time he's credited with Buffy, so they just really wanted to have him in there, which is nice.
Oh, God rest his soul.
Yes, unfortunately, he's passed away. Now, I forgot. He also did episodes of Sledgehammer, and if you guys don't remember Sledgehammer from the 80s, it didn't last very long, but was really funny. Anyways, written by the showrunner, and a lady named Ashley Gable Ferris. She's also helped write stuff for The Mentalist, Magna PI, Xena, but
Tell me
also
which Magnum PI?
I believe the new Magnum.
Oh man, the one with Jay Hernandez.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's
Also
only
directed stuff for two of my least favorite television series of all time. Designated Survivor, which is awful.
you don't like the one
And
with Peter Sutherland?
I hated it. I
Uh-huh.
hated it. I watched every episode. That was the only thing I've ever hate watched was that show. And also New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam was
Oh.
trash.
Oh, come on. We're talking about medical
Trash.
drama.
Yeah,
Was based on a book. I gotta read the
yeah.
book.
It's probably a
It
trashy
was
book.
better, probably.
Ugh, probably. Oh, it was so bad. Anyways, DVD synopsis,
I
guys.
don't agree with that assessment of the situation.
How dare you?
Don't agree.
As Cordelia prepares for Sunnydale High's May Queen competition, an invisible force starts attacking her closest friends. Closest friends?
Pretty.
Yeah.
Does Adelia
I
have
mean-
close friends? You know,
Well, I
Well,
mean,
according to this
She is
episode,
pictured with Harmony a lot, so
yeah, that's
yeah,
true. I guess
definitely
Harmony.
Harmony. Yeah, definitely Harmony.
I guess you could consider Harmony. And the episode itself starts off with said Cordy, said Harmony, and some guy named Mitch. It's a flavor of the week for Cordy, but it's gonna take her to prom, I guess. Here now, this Mitch guy's played by a guy named Ryan Biddle.
Spring formal.
Right, he's been in Lucifer, All My Children. Also for Ferris, he's been in Bones and NCIS. Lots of people have done those shows. Anyways,
I love how excited Ferris gets. It's just the mention of procedurals.
yeah. So
You think,
yeah,
you think David Boreanaz got these people jobs on Bones? You think?
yes.
Did we ever see Mitch again?
No.
Probably not him. But
If you
other
you could
people?
actually say this about almost every guest star they have. Do we ever see this guy again? No.
yeah.
Good chances, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Shout out to David Boreanaz, legend.
100%. Now, they are talking about the end of the school year and stuff like that. Cordy's talking about how stuff off the rack gives her hives, which
Sounds about right.
I can relate. You know what gives me hives? Turnips.
What?
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
allergic to turnips?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a turnip.
I've had it once, and it almost killed me. So there you go. Yep, there you go.
I once ate cooked celery.
Oh, it's in soup. It's not a big deal, is it?
No, but it was like, yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
Oh no.
I have no idea. You drop the chaos into the show, and this is what happens. Okay, so Buffy bumps into them, dropping her stuff, a bunch of stakes as per usual, but also a medieval mace.
Yo,
Yeah.
you saw that too?
Yeah. I like how she blames history class for the mace, and no one.
Oh, yeah, man,
no one really cares.
she got a mace, some wooden stakes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it looked like a dominatrix's purse, but you know, what I
Do
mean?
they have maces?
You don't know, it's decoration. And as you walk in,
Oh.
they're hanging on the wall.
I wouldn't-
No.
I don't
I
want to
wouldn't
know how you know this.
First, I wouldn't know this. You know,
one's
you do you. You
uh,
do you. It's fine.
Nah, yeah. I won't divulge any more information.
Perfect. Like this is being recorded, by the way. So they go to a new class. Now I'm not sure if this is history class or English class or whatever, but
I think it's world literature.
Okay, very
Because
well.
they're talking
They teach
about
world literature in high school.
yeah. I
Right.
did. I learned world literature sophomore year of high school, and funny enough, the book they're talking about, I talked about as well. They're talking about Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. They were
Could
talking
also
about
just be a British literature class.
No, I think it's world literature because it probably
I mean, we did Shakespeare and British literature in my high school.
What?
For us, it was just called English class.
Yeah.
There you go. Now,
Could be English.
So, anyways, in this unnamed class, the teacher is talking about Shylock and societal outcasts,
Yeah, yeah,
which is
Merchant
very
of Venice.
coincidental. It's very coincidental considering the theme of the episode. Now,
Very.
Absolutely.
yes, the teacher's name is she's played. It's Miss Miller, and she's played by Denise Dowes. Now, of course, she was in Castle Fairs, as we all know. Bones. She's also in House.
A
Uh,
house.
Requiem for a Dream.
The movie?
I'm
Oh my
sure there was
god.
never a television show.
Yeah, I
That
wouldn't
would
think
have
there'd
been
be a
that
television
would be
show
an
of that.
interesting
Yeah.
program.
I heard
Yes.
that. I heard they just did a bunch of heroin in that show. I mean that movie.
Okay, so Cordy thinks that Shylock was a whiner. Uh, Miss Miller's like right into this. She likes what Cordelia was saying. Like Cordelia isn't dumb, guys. She just has a different plane of thought than everybody.
Yeah, Miss Miller's probably just happy that she has a student engaging with the material, dissecting it through her mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like great teachers can like feed through the dissection of the student's brain because people digest media and information differently, right? Because the way I talk about one thing ain't gonna be the same as Rob talks about another thing.
That's true. Now, Cordy was also talking about how Shylock's a whiner, how he's only thinking of himself, just like the girl she ran over with her car.
Yeah.
Her bike.
Yeah, with her bike. Now, also in that class, did anybody else notice Willow wearing a Scooby Doo T-shirt?
No.
I did. I was like, oh, that's a little on the nose as well. Now, Cordy asks after school.
Yeah, because
She
Sarah Michelle Gellar's Daphne.
Well, there's a whole bunch of reasons. Now,
Yeah.
she wasn't at the time, Ferris.
Oh,
No,
Scoobs. Oh, the
Yeah.
Scoobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now she asked Miss Miller for help with her paper after class. Miss Miller tells her to come tomorrow after school. They seem to have a pretty good relationship, so that's nice.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, young Mitch is in the boys' locker room this time. Adelia, a little bit of a switch up this time. Shenanigans are going to happen in the men's change room.
Yep.
He's talking to his friends about dating Cordy. Then they leave. He hears a girl giggling. Now, for some reason, Mitch has left a baseball bat on top of his locker.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Rob. He hears a
Mhm.
girl giggling, and his first instinct is, "Let's grab the bat." Like what?
Yeah, he's a very private person. All right. Yeah. Anyways, the invisible bat comes and beats him up. And that's it. Then we see Cordy campaigning for the May Queen.
Mhm.
She's handing out chocolate. Now, again, this is a completely American thing. I thought it was American, but it turns out it's like a Swedish thing. Like I forgot about Midsummer, and Midsummer, like the girl's named the May Queen and stuff like that. We never had like a May Queen pageant in any of the schools I went to here in
It was
Canada.
interesting
But,
to me that they went with May Queen and didn't just have her like campaigning to be prom queen.
Well, no,
right.
'cause
Well,
this is a
because yeah,
spring-
she's
it's a
also
spring
only in grade
formal.
10, right?
Yeah, it's a spring formal. It's not prom because prom is for
But
the senior.
They
May
mentioned prom a
Queen
couple
sort
times.
of makes it assume that it's in May.
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
and they're talking with the end of the school year's coming up and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
it's May, so
But I think the May Queen.
I was a little surprised it wasn't prom queen.
Yeah, a lot of there's a lot of it's just depending on the region because there's a lot of people being called the corn cob queen, because of people born near corn. That was in the Big Bang Theory. But yeah, I just think I think the spring formal is for the under people, and the prom is for the seniors.
is
So
that how it works?
probably
That was not how it worked at my high school, but
unless you got invited to prom by a senior.
And anybody could
Cordy
go to
only
prom
dates
at my school.
seniors.
Really? No, yeah, my prom was just for seniors.
No, anybody could go to prom at my school.
Yeah, no, that's not the way my school operated.
I couldn't have been
Weird.
bothered.
I didn't go to prom.
I didn't go to prom either. I went to after prom, but I didn't go to prom.
Nah, I didn't go to after prom either. I went to work. I was at work.
Lucky. Now, Cordy is handing out little chocolates. The chocolates have a C on it, and good old Harmony says C for Cordelia. So she gets it.
Yeah, she gets it.
Yeah,
Yes,
Harm's the
Cordelia
best.
says no for Wilma.
Now, for some reason, Cordelia's quest for titles brings Willow and Xander back to a 6th grade field trip.
I hated this part of this.
Yeah, it was dumb. I didn't get it at all.
You know what I mean? You know my
Buffy
biggest
feeling
pet
bummed
peeve,
out.
Rob. You know what I'm telling? I told Adelia this. One of my
Mhm.
biggest pet peeves is when someone's telling a story and it's supposed to be a funny story, and they keep laughing as they're telling the story, so they never actually tell you the story. So you're just like, then shut up next time, all
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Shut up,
sure.
all right? Don't tell me about this story.
Yeah, shame on. Anyways, now
And also too, like the disconnect that Buffy showed up to the new schools. These kids have been together for since 5th grade, 6th grade, probably. I mean, and she's like new because she's not from Sunnydale. She's from LA.
mhm.
So yeah.
and in segue speak,
Hmm.
uh, Buffy says at her last school, which was
She
in
was,
LA, she
yeah,
was May Queen. I'm
yep.
like, when did people start becoming May Queens and stuff like that? At least she was only in grade 9 or something like that at the time, or you'd think. So there you
Yeah.
go. Now we have some good news.
Hmm.
Mitch survived his horrific invisible beating, and as he's being wheeled out, he tells Buffy what happened for some reason. The girl he was just making fun of a few scenes
Mhm.
before.
Hmm.
So I never understood that.
Well, in
Snot,
times of crisis, you kind of tell anybody anything.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Snyder stops Buffy from investigating, but Willow distracts him by mentioning Mitch is going to sue the school and that his father is a very good lawyer. So
They
there you
call
go.
him the Beast.
Mhm.
She goes. So here comes Buffy into the boys' shower this time. The bat was just left on the floor, guys.
Hmm.
They managed to pick up an assault victim and just leave the remnants of his attack on the floor. She
Yep.
finds the word "look"
They're
painted.
EMTs. They're not cops. So what
Why
are
wasn't
they?
a cop there? Why wasn't a cop there?
That's what I'm saying. Where are the cops? I'm actually asking for the cops. You know what I mean? As
They
a
were in
brown man
that
in
last
America.
episode, and again, like I said, they
Oh
just
no.
don't show up very often. So
Yeah,
yes,
no.
the word "look"
Sounds like real
spray
life.
painted. Oh my god! And 4 lockers in the men's change room. Now, Giles doesn't know much about lone baseball bat attacks. Xander says maybe it was a vampire bat.
She's such an imbecile.
I thought it was good. Giles suggested it may have been telekinesis or invisibility or a ghost. And then Willow gets the enviable job of researching dead kids in case of
Dead or missing.
poltergeist. Yeah, dead or missing. Sorry, dead or missing kids.
Yo,
Just in
man,
case it's a poltergeist.
she must be so traumatized. She must be so traumatized. Like she is just an innocent girl trying to live through life, editing stuff on a computer and just trying to just have fun with the world. And I hate trying to research dead children. Like, God, she must be horrified.
Yeah, I think she's fine with it.
I think she's totally fine with it.
I
Yeah.
think she's a weirdo. All right.
Xander wants the research job for some reason or he wants the interview job until he's told that he'd have to talk to Cordelia, and then he says, "Oh, okay, I'll do the research."
That made me laugh.
Mhm.
Now, Cordy, of course, very concerned. She is very concerned that Mitch will look bad for prom pictures.
Hmm.
And then Harmony has to reassure her about the magic of airbrushing. I guess there was airbrushing back then, right? Even for prom
Yeah.
pictures. All right.
Yeah, because airbrushing was introduced in the early 90s from supermodels.
Oh, well, there you go. Then the first flashback happens. There's a few flashbacks in this episode from a first person
Mhm.
perspective at first, and then a third person. Yeah, they don't follow any kind of law for this. It's just typical Cordy making someone look small, only for saying hello to them, and then she and Harmony walk away. So there you go. There wasn't much to it. Just more Cordy being Cordy. Now back to the present time. Buffy has to speak to Cordelia at the top of the stairs. Then something hits Harmony and she tumbles down the steps. She says her ankle is broken and that
Mhm.
someone pushed her. And I thought they were just going to blame Buffy for this, but they don't. Buffy says Buffy hears a girl laugh and investigates. goes into the music room and trips against someone who isn't there, guys. Buffy says she just wants to talk, but the invisible being escapes via the ceiling tiles. Now, at first, I was like, what? How's she getting through these ceiling tiles? This is horseshit. But then you see later on when we won't spoil it, but there's a reason why she didn't fall through. So I was appeased. My initial anger was appeased by that. Now, after class, the camera focuses briefly on a couple gentlemen in suits. Ferris.
Yep.
They're probably no good. Not like
No,
couple
that's
gentlemen.
yeah.
Not a couple gentlemen like we'll meet in season 4. Different gentlemen. Buffy asks Giles if he's ever touched a ghost. And he says it's a cold, amorphous feeling. But Buffy touched this one, she says, and it was warm. I don't know how she could tell, because she just kind of stumbled against it with her foot. I don't know.
She probably felt like a regular human body that just wasn't there. So it's like it's a warm human body. You know?
Yeah. All right. They deduce they're dealing with an invisible girl anyway, so they get it right. Turns out invisibility is Xander's favorite superpower.
Yep, because he's a creep.
I was gonna say, same as the majority of perverts worldwide. I would
Absolutely.
I would suggest. Just quote here. It must be a very heady experience having that ability. And then he gives Xander a look. Yeah. All right. So, since Mitch and Harm are the only ones attacked, they believe the invisible girl has a grudge against Cordelia. So Xander invites Willow over for Chinese food after that. Willow asks if Xander even has a stove. It's like, yeah. Okay, good joke.
It's a good question.
Your childhood
friend. It's a very good question.
The answer to this. You've been to his house a million times. Now, Buffy goes to the school. She's on the hunt for an invisible somebody. Cordy and her team are there preparing for prom. Cordy and her team are at the school getting her dressed ready at night.
I'm very confused. Is it prom? What is it?
They've mentioned prom a couple of times in this episode.
They do.
That's why I just keep saying prom.
Okay.
That's why I was confused. It wasn't prom queen. Like, why is it May Queen when the dance is the prom?
Yeah, you can just call it prom queen. Now I'm more confused because when they say May Queen, I assumed it was like a spring formal for like undergrads, but now I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't get it. Anyways, Buffy sees her and gets all jealous for a minute, and then here's a flute playing. So she somehow Giles can hear the flute playing. Giles in the library can hear a flute playing. All right. So he thinks the invisible person is there. Nope. It's Angel. So here we go. We were talking Angel before. Angel shows up.
Wait, Angel was playing the flute?
No, he was. He could hear it and stuff like that, and he thinks someone's there playing the flute for some reason.
Thank God, because I thought I missed something when I was watching this episode. I was like, I don't remember Angel playing the flute. I was confused.
No, Angel was not playing the flute.
No. So yeah,
you think he can play the flute?
Probably.
Who knows?
Probably he's Irish. Maybe that Irish whistle thing. Or you find out, you find out he's Irish. Anyways, yeah, I guess Giles.
No, he is Irish. That's I keep forgetting that. That's wild. Sorry.
So yeah, just no accent on him. He's been in America for a while now. Giles was cleaning his glasses, I think, and looking into the window of the cabinet or whatever, and couldn't see Angel. And that's when he's like, "Oh yeah, it turns out vampires don't have a reflection." And then he starts talking about how he thinks it's kind of romantic or poetic that a vampire can fall in love with a slayer, but in a maudlin sort of way. Now, Angel comes back and says, tells Giles that something's in motion with the master, who again we don't see, something big, and he asks if Giles has read all the Slayer lore there is. He says he has, save for the most salient Slayer prophecy books, since they're lost, including the Peregrine Codex, which Angel says isn't lost, just misplaced. What? Isn't that the same thing?
Well, I mean, it's lost if you don't know that it's misplaced somewhere. But Angel knows where it is. He can get
Yeah.
it.
Somehow he knows. You just always knew where this thing was.
But if it was misplaced, then he would know where it is because he misplaced it.
No, it wasn't his.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he knows where it is.
It wasn't
okay.
lost. It was misplaced.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Turns out this thing is the most complete prophecies about the Slayer's role in the end years, guys. Oh
Mhm.
boy. Yep. And Angel knows how to get it. And then, speaking of maudlin, Angel somehow can sympathize with an invisible person. It's like, oh, okay, we get it. All right. Now, we get to another flashback. We finally see our antagonist's face. Did you recognize her at all, Ferris?
Not really.
Okay. She's
I did.
played, yes, she's played by Clea Duvall.
Mhm.
She was in The Faculty, in Argo, and Poker Face. But if I know her best,
Talking about she was
because,
Nargo.
yeah,
How big of a role in Nargo?
I think a semi big role, like a
Like
good
was
enough
she
role.
like was she like
A speaking role.
what the hell? Okay.
I think she was playing one of the Americans at the Canadian embassy, but I can't remember. Anyways, what I know her from is Veep, and she was Catherine Myers' former Secret Service agent slash girlfriend or wife. I can't remember if they got married or not in the show, but there you go. So I was
She
excited. I was like,
plays
oh yeah,
Cora in Argo. I
yeah,
don't know who Cora is because I've never seen it.
right. It's yeah,
Wait,
it's
Catherine
fine.
Myers. That's not
Selena
Julia
Myers.
Louis-
Selena Myers' daughter, the vice president's daughter's wife or whatever. That's who she played.
So Julia Louis Dreyfus's character's daughter
Right,
was married to this lady.
right.
God.
There you go. Anyways, this time, Cordy and company gather around her, but don't acknowledge her existence. When she does say something, Harmony gives her crap, and then they leave. So we're getting it. We're getting it. This girl's getting beat down. Now back to present day. Cordy surprisingly wins the May Queen. She thanks everybody for making the right choice, which is nice of her. Sweet. Being this popular is not just my right, but my responsibility, she says. She's absolutely right about that. Now, Willow gives Buffy the missing student list. Then we see the suited gentleman again. Willow wonders if Cordelia hired a bodyguard.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
funny.
Buffy notices the latest missing kid played the flute. Her name is Marcie Ross. Marcie
Marcie.
Ross.
Yep, Marcie Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The latest one. All right. I would figure there'd be more. Buffy goes back to the music room, notices I can't even remember what I was saying. Notice something on the chair and the
Print.
ceiling tile. Yeah.
It's like a shoe print.
Yes. Sorry. The shoe print. Yeah. The shoe print on the tile.
Yeah.
All right. And then the ceiling tiles askew. So she climbs up there and finds the nest. Now, this is when I noticed the plank running across the thing or whatever. So I wasn't quite so mad. Yeah, and she finds a nest there, complete with a flute, of course. Some little trinkets left behind or whatever, including her yearbook. And then we see a knife floating behind her. Nothing comes of it though, and she leaves with the yearbook for some reason. So we see Marcie again in Mrs. Miller's class, and just she goes in there invisibly and suffocates her with the bag. I
Was
don't know
this
what.
before or after the flashback where we see her in class and Mrs. Miller is calling on everyone but
Oh,
her?
this very well could have
her
been.
trying to kill Mrs. Miller's after that, and then she started to disappear. She's blaming Mrs. Miller. Sorry, I apologize. Yeah, so like she's mad at Mrs. Miller because she ignored her when she kept asking everybody else.
Yeah.
Which personally, that's a you being a bad teacher. You know?
Yeah. But it just shows that everybody for some reason is ignoring Marcie. Now, Cordy does find her still alive, but unconscious, and then watches a disembodied chalk write, was it listen on the
Listen,
blackboard? It's like,
yeah, listen.
okay. So back at the library, and they see the only inscriptions in her yearbook were "Have a nice summer,"
Yeah.
which means she doesn't have any friends. I guess. I
Hmm.
don't know. People
I
still
didn't.
took the time to write it.
Yeah, I didn't. That was great detailing of psychology of high school. That never happened to me. I don't know.
I don't know if I ever
I
even
mean,
picked up my yearbook.
there's definitely several places in my yearbook where somebody I didn't know very well just wrote "Have a great summer."
Yeah, but what do you expect from people you don't really know that well?
Yeah,
But that's the whole point,
yeah,
Ferris, is that everyone wrote "Have a great summer."
yeah. No one's
No
taking the
one
time to
knew
get
her.
to know her. Yeah, Xander
Mm,
called it the kiss of death. Turns out
yeah.
him, and Willow both wrote in it, saying
Mm-hmm.
the exact same thing. Uh,
Well, no. Willow said, "Have a great summer."
yeah, that's true.
Same thing.
Uh, Giles slams his hand down. Says, "Of course, he was researching mystical when he should have researched physics,
Hmm.
because in physics, obviously, if you feel bad, you can turn invisible."
Of
Absolutely.
course. I don't think he said
Everybody knows it.
physics. I think he said quantum magnum.
Yeah. Then I
Or
think yeah, he said yeah, it said something,
or
and then
like
he said
quantum
physics or two.
mechanical foundations
So,
or something like that.
yeah.
Cool.
Next, no, this is when the flashback happens with Mrs. Miller ignoring Marcie in class. Da, da, da. This is when she notices her hand disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Not the best special effects on that part, but we
Yeah.
get the gist, guys. We get the gist.
The budget wasn't big that day.
Yeah. Now back to the library, and they found out they were right. She was targeting Cordelia because they had that weird crown picture. That's when Cordelia comes in and says, "This is all about me, me." And yes, of course she did. Even when she's right, she's still Cordy. No,
I love Cordy in this episode so
she
much.
she wants Buffy's help because she's strong and has weapons, and she's hoping she's in a gang.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would too.
Giles doesn't recall ever seeing her in the library before. She says, no, oh no, I have a life. So, yes, perfect. Now, she's shown a picture of Marcie. She's repulsed that she's wearing Laura Ashley. Now, Laura Ashley is a name that I've heard before, but does
I
anybody,
remember Laura Ashley.
is that,
I
I know that,
very much remember it.
I remember her making fun of Sears before like that, but I have no idea where Laura Ashley stuff would come from.
Yeah.
But she says she's never seen her
Who's
before in her
Laura
life.
Ashley? I never.
Laura
That's what
Ashley was
we're
like
discussing.
a clothing designer,
Hmm.
made a very specific style of clothing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's what Marcy's wearing in that picture.
Yeah.
And it was like if you saw someone in Laura Ashley in the late 90s, you knew it was Laura Ashley.
Oh.
Hmm.
Wow. Jeez, I don't know. For me, it was like what was that stuff? Like beaver canoe and stuff like because they would say beaver canoe on it. That's why I knew what they were wearing. So there you go.
It was all floral patterns and stuff like that. It was
Oh, okay.
very like
All right.
not stuff a teenage girl should be wearing.
Now,
So
uh,
they shouldn't be wearing flowers.
You can wear flowers, but like this is like stuff that like if you look back on it, it's like stuff that you would think your grandmother would be wearing, not your 16-year-old self.
Oh,
mhm.
okay.
Yeah. So next, we see Marcie back at the nest. This time she's muttering to herself, threatening Gordy, the things that insane people do. Willow suggests postponing the coronation, which of course is happening at the Bronze.
Of course.
The school's high school May Queen thing being presented at
At a
the
bar.
local nightclub. Cordy won't, of course. She would never suggest postponing it, saying if she did that, Marcie would win, and that Marcie's way eviler than
Hmm.
her. So there you go. Buffy then decides to use Cordelia as bait, but Marcie eavesdropped on the plan. So Cordy and Buffy are talking in the hall. Cordy sympathizes with Marcie and how lonely she must feel. Buffy gets snarky.
What a great scene.
Yeah. And says, so you've read something about the feeling? Corey says, you think I'm never lonely just because I'm so cute and popular? I can be surrounded by people and be completely alone. It's like, oh, all right. Buffy asks her if she feels so alone. Why do you work so hard at being popular? She says in Corey fashion, it beats being alone all by yourself. So there you go. It makes sense, I guess, it would make sense in Cordy's brain anyways. That's fine.
Yeah.
Now, Willow hears a flute being played this time. Damn flute. She, Xander, and Giles try to find where it's coming from. Cordy goes to change in the janitor's closet. Buffy's waiting outside for her. Now, Willow, Xander, and Giles are in the school's basement, of course.
Of course. I hated this part of this.
Mm-hmm,
The recurring nightmare of mine.
mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, in the place with the boiler room and stuff like that. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the flute is coming from a boombox. I was very happy to see one of those.
Yeah.
I like Xander saying, can you say gulp?
Yeah.
Then they're locked in and hear a hissing sound. It's unfortunate that so many of these rooms at the school are wired or set up for gassing people.
Yeah.
Buffy has an unsuccessful attempt at a heart-to-heart with Cordelia. Then here's a commotion. When Cordy doesn't answer her back, she punches through the door, intending to see Cordy dragged into the ceiling. Now, this girl was so sad she went invisible. But I guess that also means she gets super strength.
Yeah. I didn't get this.
She seemed like a slight young lady. And
Yeah.
she was managed to pull Cordelia up into the ceiling. Incredible. Anyways, Buffy jumps up after them.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that she would have caught her with their, super Slayer speed and stuff like that. But that wouldn't be fun for the episode, Ferris.
No.
Back downstairs, Giles realizes it's gas and they can't turn it off. Buffy finds Cordy in Marcie's nest, then gets punched and falls through the tiles to the floor. Yeah. So
Then she gets stabbed with a needle.
Yep. In the neck. Like, come on. That's just after a bag drops out. And this needle floats around and then jacks something into her neck.
What is that?
She just had this stuff too.
Yeah.
She's a high school student.
It has to be like some type of sedative because it can't be like anything else. Because it was white and it's clear, like could have been insulin. I don't think so.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, like
it
definitely a
knocks
drug.
Buffy out, so it's
Yeah.
definitely something that sedates her.
Mhm.
Yeah. So next we see Buffy and Cordy at the bronze, tied up. Cordy's face has gone numb, and they see the word "learn" on the curtain there in big letters. A medical tray rolls up. Marcie tells Cordy that she's the lesson. All right. And that everyone wants to be noticed like her. The cloth comes off the tray, revealing surgical tools. This can't be good. And she tells Cordy that she'll have a face that no one will forget. Just like Cordy always wanted. Yep. Back in the basement, our other three heroes still trying to escape. Willow can't help. But Giles and Xander are trying to bust the door down using Giles's jacket to prevent sparks, which is smart, I guess. And then we go. This is a lot of back and forthing here. Back at the bronze, Marcie is Blofelding, meaning she's just telling all her heroes their entire plans and stuff like that. And we go back to the basement. Now only Giles is awake. One thing I noticed when I was rewatching this time, when Xander passes out, his head goes into Willow's face pretty hard that you see a big smile going Allison Hannigan's face and stuff like that, and they just never cut it. So I like that. So that's a little Easter egg for you guys. Watch Xander knock some sense into Willow there. Just boom, so funny. Now we go back to the bronze. Buffy's trying to free herself again. The laws on her powers and stuff like that really go back and forth here quite a bit, depending on how the plot of the show is going. Marcie's still diatribing. She's getting more angry, though. And this time she actually slashes Cordy's face. Buffy then kicks the med tray at Marcie and frees herself. She tries to free Cordy, but's punched again. Again, this girl has super strength. Now we go back to the basement again. The basement now. Angel has shown up to free them. Somehow he's brought Giles the Codex.
Hmm.
So it was not only did he know where to find it, it wasn't very far away. Uh, but he smelled the gas. He said. He then volunteers to turn off the gas because he can't breathe. Now he could smell, but he can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to get used to that. Then we go back to the bronze. Buffy is getting her ass kicked again somehow. Marcie thinks her ass how she can fight someone she can't see. Buffy gets to tell Cordy to shut up, which she does, and then she gets to go all zen, and then punches and then punches Marcie through a curtain. She gets to see her. Says I see you, and punches her again. And just then the guys in the suits show up.
Mhm.
They say they're from the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
You figure like the CIA or something like that
Yeah,
would be
CIA would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
more. Yeah. All right. Like, okay, we'll talk about it when we get to the end. So they take Marcie with them. Played by a couple guys. One guy's name's Mark Fallon, who was in the Rock's version of Hercules. He was in Emerald Cities,
Okay.
and he was in a movie called Two Hookers and a Bitch.
Oh wow.
I,
That
I had
caught
to
me off
mention that.
guard.
Yeah,
That caught me off guard. What?
yeah. There you go.
It's like a 3 men and a baby.
That's right.
That's slightly different.
Yeah, it's probably a little different. The other guy's name is Kip Strelrecht, and he's done a lot of anime voices like Akira and Naruto, and Red Dead. Was it Red Dead Revolver 2? Ferris?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, is that it? All right.
Mm.
Probably it might be Revolver because I remember there's a
No.
Revolver one. Anyways, they say they can rehabilitate her, guys, and make her a useful member of society once again. So sounds like it's going to be a happy ending for young Marcie. Now, the next day at school, Giles doesn't mention Angel helping them escape to Buffy for some
Yeah,
reason.
that was weird.
Kept that a little quiet. And Cordy thanked them all, but then Mitch shows up and she's back to being good old Cordelia Chase again.
Mhm.
Oh, thank goodness for
Mhm.
that. Now, we talk about that final scene where agents bring invisible Marcie in to a school for invisible people. Two things. She's asked to take a seat. Everybody in that class is invisible, and she just finds an open chair right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more funny. It's like, oh no, that's mine. That's mine. But whatever. What are you gonna do? Anyways, she opens up her book, and it turns out this is a class for assassins, which would be awesome considering all the neat adventures they could have against the people from the school and stuff in future episodes. But of course, they don't. This is the last time you ever see them. You never hear from these people again. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it would be the CIA that had the assassin school
Mhm.
and not the Federal Bureau of just, investigations. Anyways, that's it for the episode, guys. And now let's come down to this. The final episode of season 1, Prophecy Girl. It's a wonderful episode. I can't wait to talk about it. But before we do, next time, how about you, Adelia, tell us what you're up to here on the internet?
You can find me on this channel every Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific, doing the open table. This show, of course, every 3 p.m. Pacific every Thursday. And over on the Highlights channel, you can check me and Snark out doing Starting 11, 3 p.m. Pacific on Tuesdays, our English Premier League recap show. And we've got some merch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Get Ready Networkshop.com. Check it out. Ferris.
Great.
Yes, you can find me every Friday, 3 o'clock on our sports channel, Good Friends, Better Rivals, as well as on our entertainment channel, 8 o'clock. The open table, me and Adelia talk about a whole list of, life topics, sports, movies, you name it. We talk about it. And the 3 o'clock Pacific on the sports channel, it's American football. Me and my co-host Caleb, we talk American football, as well as the Scrum Down, where we're talking I'm talking rugby with Adelia. That's a new show, new sports show.
That's Thursdays 3 Pacific on the Highlights channel.
Thursdays 3 Pacific. Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Yes, and I'll be on starting 11 with Adelia, those Tuesdays. This show right here, Thursdays on the Let's Get Ready Network. And coming soon, once again, LGRN after Snark, there'll be weekends here on Flagship Network, guys. Thanks very much. Prophecy Girl next time, end of season 1. I can't wait. And we will see you then.